Alright, so the 2010 German Grand Prix is this weekend, and I'm really looking forward to it. I actually watched last year's race, or 2008's race, twice in the last week and a half. For those people who don't know, the German Grand Prix alternates between where it is this weekend, Hockenheim, and the Nürburgring. So this weekend it's at Hockenheim. Next year it'll be at Nürburgring, vice versa. So I had to watch 08s to get the most recent race. It was super weird watching them driving around on groove tires. It's like, flashback. And I think they even had traction control maybe in 08. So that was interesting. But anyways, Lewis Hamilton definitely will not have as commanding of a race as he did in 08. It was pretty great. They tried to, and by they, I mean McLaren, tried to put him on a long strategy after the safety car, and Timo Glock had a right rear suspension failure, had a really bad crash, and McLaren, instead of bringing him in with everybody else, decided to keep him out. And the safety car ended up staying out a whole lot longer than they expected. Mark Webber's engine ended up overheating. He went out of the race, and McLaren looked like they were, Lewis had to pull out a really big gap after the safety car came in. He didn't do it, and he ended up, I don't remember what place, I want to say 4th or 5th after he finally pitted. Because he had to refuel and change tires because they had refueling in 08 and 09, and he ended up storming ahead. I mean, his car was just ridiculously faster than everybody else's, and he's a great driver, so that worked. And he's not going to have that much of an advantage this year, if any advantage at all. I think the Red Bulls are still really the team to beat. But McLaren's doing well, and we saw some other teams start to improve in the last couple races, so I think it's going to be a good fight. The one thing they did this race that they don't do at most other races is that they're bringing the hardest and the softest compound. Usually they've got 4 compounds, and usually there's only one step between. So usually it'll be, if you're thinking numbers, 1 and 3 or 2 and 4, something like that. But this weekend, they're bringing 1 and 4, the hardest and the softest. So it'll be interesting to see. My guess would be, after watching a bunch of races over the last couple of years, my assumption would be that they'd all start off probably mostly qualify on the softer tires, do really short runs, more grip, and then the race start out on the hard tires, hope the track rubbers in enough so that the soft tires can actually be run on for a while. It'll be interesting to see what the qualifying and race strategy are on tires, because they are the two extremes as far as the compounds are related. But anyways, it's Thursday, so tomorrow will be practice 1 and 2. Saturday is practice 3 and qualifying, and Sunday will be the race. So I think it's going to be exciting. What other F1 news came out? Hispania replaced Chandok for this race. Yamamoto is in. It looks like, and it's been reported that they're really evaluating their drivers, their 2 race drivers, Chandok and Senna, and their 2 reserve drivers, Klan and Yamamoto, and really deciding what they're going to do for next year. So my problem with that is that Chandok and Senna have been racing so far this season, so they've had, Formula One race experience. Christian Klan has some. I don't know about Yamamoto, but I'm not really sure it's fair to throw the 2 reserve drivers into the mix and then evaluate them on that performance. I mean, if they go faster than Chandok or Senna, I think that says something, but if they don't, what does that tell you? So I'm not sure how they're using that as a tool